Hi everyone, my name's Anne-Marie. Welcome to Card Making Project 556. Today's card is very special for two reasons. Firstly, it's our last all occasion card of 2019, and after today it's going to be Christmas all the way through to the 23rd of December. Then on the 23rd of December we'll have, hopefully, a Christmas special, and then I shall be putting my feet up, thinking of new ideas and inspiration for the 6th of January when I shall return. So today's is our last all occasion card. Now secondly, I'm saying it's special, all the projects are special, but this one has a great technique for the background. Now it's an ideal technique to use with any of your cardstock, especially your scraps, and the idea works for both the inside and the outside of the card. I think you're going to like this one. And I wanted to bring you one that was a stunner for our last all occasion card of the year. Please check my blog for lots more photos and for photos of both the outside and the inside of the card, plus all the details of the items that I've used. The blog has so many more projects on there, so please spend 5-10 minutes having a look. See what you think. Share with your crafty friends, give me the thumbs up, put in your crafty groups, in your crafty forums, etc. I just love hearing from you, knowing that I've given you ideas and inspiration, because that's what it's all about. And throughout the year we've covered so many different occasions and we've used so many different products, and it's just been a great year for all occasion cards. So please sit back, relax, and let's have a look at the last all occasion card that we're going to create for 2019. For today's project we're going to be using the Anna Griffin Sentiment Stamp and Die Set. We're actually just going to be using the stamp Thank You. Now I know my stamps are dirty, they're well loved, I've used them over and over again, and it's just the way that I have them stored. It ends up where they're not looking perfect. They are perfect stamps, it's just the storage that I've got them on. So it's the word thank you that we need. So if you don't have this set, then, you know, in fact, you'd be able to use any occasion for this card. It is such a gorgeous card, and we had to finish the year with the last all occasion project with something special, and I think this is. So it's the word thank you, it's just for the inside is that, so you could substitute it with many different things. We're also going to be using the Anna Griffin Fretwork 2 dies. We're going to be using this die particularly, and I think this is a gorgeous one, very adaptable, very versatile. And we're going to be using the lace border dies. Now these come with a set of embossing folders, but we're going to be using the top die. So this is the large ornate layer, and we're going to use the shadow layer as well. So we're going to use those two dies. And this is just a humdinger of a card. Great to finish the year with. I know I'm repeating myself, but it is. And when I say finish the year, I mean finish the all occasion cards, because now it's Christmas all the way till the big day, and then I'll be having a little bit of time off, and then we'll be back in January. Time flies really. This is a 7x5" ivory card base, and I know it looks a little bit odd. It's only because I've got flat tape on the front of it. That's for something that we're going to do when we get there, as the time comes, shall we say. On the back I've used my handmade by stamp, my name Anne-Marie, and that is Anne-Marie. I know a lot of people get confused with my name actually, but it's all one word, it's Anne-Marie. It's got a hyphen in the middle, but it's not Anne and it's not Marie, it is Anne-Marie. So we're on project 556, and I've just added the number as well, just so people, well, for me really, so that I know where I'm going with the projects and what I've done. The front of the card, where it looks odd, it's got flat tape on it already. I'll explain that as we come to it. So I'm just for now going to use my bone folder to make sure that's a nice sharp score. and I know it is because I've already done that little bit before, before I put the tape on it. I'm going to put this card to one side because we're going to make something for the inside first. Now, for the inside of this card, with it being a little bit special, I've cut a piece of cardstock to 6 by 4 inches. Now, this is plain ivory cardstock. That's the tape on the back, just to be able to use when we've finished, to stick it into the card. On the front of the cardstock layer, before I added flat tape to it, I found the centre of the card, and with a pencil I drew a line, and then I added flat tape to either side of the line. Now at home you don't have to add the tape to the cardstock, you can add the tape to the layers that we're going to use. For me, because I'm doing it on camera, I found it easier to add the line and the tape onto the base. You might as well if you're new to crafting. If you're not, you'd be able to find your own way to do it, I would say. I'm just going to slightly put that to one side. I've taken 2 of the 7 by 5 layers from, it's not going to match up, isn't the pattern, don't worry about it. 2 of the 7 by 5 layers from the Damask cardstock collection from Anna, and I've cut them into inch strips, so they're inch wide strips. So there's 7 of them, and I'm going to add each inch wide strip to our card in alternate colours. I'm not matching the pattern because there isn't a pattern match between the 2 colours. I'm taking each strip to the centre of the card where I drew the line. You see how it's like I added the tape, so it was a bit easier for me to do this and a bit quicker. And then I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to trim these away, and I'm not going to throw them away because we're going to use them for the front. There we go. And then we're going to do the same on the other side and add alternate colours like so, using the remainder of the strips. Keep that one for the top and keep going all the way up with the alternative colours. This is something you could do with so many of your cardstocks and your scraps, and it would just work using any of Anna's collections. You wouldn't even have to marry the colours up. Okay, put those to one side. So that is the first layer for the inside of our card. Now, I've not been careful whether to use them the right way up, the right way round, upside down, because I just think the patterns work. I'm going to add that to the centre of our card like so, and press it down. And then I've simply taken a piece of ivory cardstock, and this is where the word thank you comes in, and I've stamped it at the top and the bottom just in an ink pad that looks as though it was made to match, and it probably wasn't because it was a different company. It was just what I had on hand. So use whatever you have in your stash. So that's on flat tape, and I'm just going to pop that in the centre. So we've got somewhere to write our message. And pop that over our base and press it down. And that is our insert complete. Now that's going to match perfectly to our outside. But what a cool way to use your scraps. It really is. Now we're going to turn our attention to the front, and we're going to do the same again. I'm going to use my bone folder quickly, just along that edge. I've got flat tape on the front, which I can peel away, and I've made a pencil line in the centre so that I know where the centre is. I've got all my scraps that we've just used for the inside. I'm going to start at the bottom only because it's closer to me for me to be able to see. So we'll start with the pink, then the blue. Again, I am not being careful. The only thing I am doing is taking it up to the centre line. And I thought you would appreciate seeing the whole of how this was put together. Because sometimes when I prepare things, you know, I have to prepare more of it in advance. And you don't always get to see the stamping or how I've done something, how it's gone together. And I think this was just a cool idea that works so well. Okay, so that's side one done. Now we can trim the excess away that's over the edge. And you see how it's kind of like, it's up to you whether you put the adhesive onto the card or onto the scrap. I would say on the card is a lot easier, because then the bits that are falling off and that you're using on the next section aren't covered in tape. So next we're going to go with blue at the top, and then pink, and then blue, and pink. Now you see how mine have gone a little bit wonky as they've been cut. That doesn't matter. And then we've got the extra two and the last one. There we go. And then we can trim those away. And the back layer of our card is ready. Something a little bit different. Woohoo! Look at that. Now I'm just going to trim the top because I've got one that's a little bit too long over the edge. Don't know how that's happened. So that is now ready for us to decorate. Now our first layer is going to be 4 rosettes from the ready-made rosettes set number 1. Now I want to make sure I've got these in position, and in position basically means that they are going to sit in this section here on the shadow layer that I've cut from the lace border edge dies in the damask paper. So I've got 3D foam on the back and flat tape. The flat tape is just at the side where the design dips in, where I want the rosettes to go. So I can pop a rosette there and it will be in the right place. And then we can do that with all of them to make sure that they're going in the right place. And at home, if you used wet glue, you would be able to just slide them around to get them in the right position. They don't have to be perfect. They just want to be on all two sides in all 4 rosettes. So I've got 3D foam where the rosettes aren't to the depth of the rosette, and then I can add that to the front of my card, and hopefully that will sit nicely on the front and match our background. Our next layer is the ornate layer that again I've die cut from the Damask cardstock collection. This is on 3D foam, and we can position one layer over the previous layer like that. Press it down, and our next layer is our fretwork layer. I've die cut this in gold shiny cardstock, and that's on 3D foam, and I'm going to position that through the centre of our card. Next, I'm going to add our sentiment. Now, our sentiment is from the mini favourite flower stickers and sentiments. And instead of using it as a sticker, I've got 3D foam on the back, and I'm going to put it bang in the middle of our fretwork die. Then I've got 4 of the flower stickers from the mini sticker set. I've got 3D foam on one side of them, and then the other side I've left as a sticker. And this is basically because as it hangs over the edge and I position it, the little section that hangs over the edge needs 3D foam because it's dipped down a little bit. So we can add one to one side of the rosette, like that. Next, those aren't my dogs barking, I don't have any pets. Next we have another one that we can add to the other side, just slightly over the rosette and slightly not. Press them down. Next, 2 more, one for the bottom, like so, just slightly over the rosette, again, into the middle, and then the last of our flowers to the other side. There we go. And, oops, wrong way. And press that down. There we go. And I'm going to finish that with a little bow just under the sentiment. And what a beautiful card. It's just the colours, the layers, the inside with the layers and the strips, what could be your scrap, the combination, and from the side that's going to need a big fat mailer because of the layers. I said it was a good one to finish on with the all occasion cards for the year, and it is. Stands up perfectly. That will definitely be a mantelpiece pleaser, and it's just so pretty, it really is. And the rosettes make everything stand proud, I think. I will take lots more photos and put them on the blog, so please check it out. I just think that the colours on that will draw any eye to it, and it's just such, well, I know they all are, and I say this every time, oh, it's such a pretty card, it's such a beautiful card, but they truly are. And I sometimes think that the camera doesn't pick up on that, so I hope it does this time. And I hope you like the techniques that, you know, that I try and show you, something different to be able to use with your stash. So check the blog for lots more photos. It's now going to be Christmas all the way. Today was our last all occasion card for the year. So because we've had Christmas on the Fridays for the last month or so. So Friday will be Christmas, so next Monday it would be December. And, you know, I said all December it'll be Christmas, so that's what it's going to be. So keep checking the projects if you need ideas from now on for Christmas. If if you're all Christmassed out already, then go back to the blog because many projects on there for all occasions. So let me know what you think and give me the thumbs up. Please share with your crafty friends. That's what it's all about. And I just hope you've enjoyed watching. Thank you for watching, and I shall see you next time.